Breaking on 4 News now, 2 new lawsuits blame Inland Power for the Gray Fire. Hundreds of homes lost. What one of the lawsuits pinpoints as the cause of the deadly fire.
Enjoy this beautiful break this evening in the weather because we have another round of rain on the way. I'll let you know when it is expected to arrive in your First Alert forecast.
And the Kootenai County Sheriff concerned over a book he found in a local library. Why he says these kinds of books are putting kids in danger. You're watching 4 News now at 6. We begin with that breaking news tonight. Inland Power is now facing 2 lawsuits from people who say they are responsible for starting a devastating wildfire in Spokane County last month. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The Gray Fire destroyed more than 200 homes in the Medical Lake area last month. Fire agencies have released no official cause. Rania Kaur is here in studio live to explain why these 2 lawsuits are pointing to that power company.
Kirsten, one lawsuit claims the fire was caused by an outdoor service light, which Inland Power maintains. The claim filed today says that light was throwing sparks, which spread to grass in high winds and took off. The lawsuit cites an eyewitness who saw sparks or molten material drop out of the outdoor light on the property shortly after the fire started. Eyewitnesses also say the light was malfunctioning a few months before the fire. They say the faulty light was reported to Inland Power. The suit says Inland Power did check on the light, but that it was still malfunctioning the day of the fire. The lawsuit filed by local attorney John Allison claims Inland Power was negligent and breached its duty to its customers.
Victims of this fire have a right to have a seat at the table, to get to the bottom of it and to find out the truth. And so, again, evidence can grow stale, witnesses can disappear, be difficult to locate. The sooner the better.
Allison is representing 44 people. All of them had property that burned in this fire. He says all of them are struggling with insurance in some capacity. He's hoping they find out the truth and can be compensated. Regarding the lawsuits, in a statement, a spokesperson for Inland Power wrote in part, quote, "As you know, the cause is still under investigation and we will not make any speculations while an active investigation is still underway." A second lawsuit was also filed today by a California law firm that specializes in this type of litigation. That lawsuit doesn't point specifically to a cause, just said that Inland Power is responsible. Kirsten?
Rania Kaur live for us in the studio. Thank you, Rania. Right now, the Washington Department of Transportation is working to repair nearly half a mile of guardrails along I-90 that were damaged by the Gray Fire. Take a look at the photo on your screen. So this shows I-90 the night the Gray Fire started. You can see just how close the flames are to the freeway. The department says it is crucial to repair the guardrails as soon as possible, saying it's the first and foremost safety measure to protect drivers. A majority of the guardrails protect drivers from steep embankments. Well, as you heard at the top of the news, we're getting a break from rain tonight. We have more on the way during your morning drive. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see when the skies will clear.
Well, let's take a look now. I just wanted to show this shot one more time because it is so beautiful. The sunset happening soon and the breaks in the clouds. It just makes for a gorgeous evening across the inland northwest. And we do still have a few areas that may see a sprinkle or a shower or two yet this evening in extreme north Idaho and up along the Canadian border in the northeast mountains. May even hear a rumble of thunder as we get up around Republic. But that will not be around for long. Our forecast radar shows things drying out, but then the clouds start moving in and the next round of rain. Now, this is a new computer model run just since 5 o'clock that has that rain coming in a little bit earlier than what we were talking about an hour ago. So this is 3 a.m. with a slight chance of some light rain around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And then that really picks up as we get into 8 o'clock with some heavier, more steady precipitation. By the time we're into the afternoon, we may be looking at a few isolated thunderstorms along with those showers. But there is a drying trend as the day goes on. By tomorrow evening, only a slight chance of rain. Air quality in the good range, a high tomorrow of only 57 degrees. 69 is our average high, and we are far from finished with the chance of showers. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Today, student athletes, public officials, and a whole lot more celebrated One Spokane Stadium during a ribbon-cutting ceremony. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez joins us live now to give us a sneak peek about what fans can expect when they finally get to walk into this finished stadium. Allison.
That's right. After years in the making, One Spokane Stadium is finally finished and ready to use. This stadium will hold 5,000 people for sporting events, and once you add a few chairs on that field, 15,000 for concerts. Now, in today's ceremony, it became very clear that this stadium was created for students and for the fans.
3, 2, 1.
Cheerleaders, football players, public officials, and more formed a sea of excited faces as they sat in the One Spokane Stadium for the first time ever. Right in the heart of Spokane, the stadium will serve as a new sports arena, concert venue, event center, and more.
When the school board and the PFD board said yes to the One Spokane Stadium, they said yes to at least $11 million in annual economic impact. They said yes to an amenity for families, employees, residents, and visitors.
Today's ceremony made one thing clear. This stadium was designed for students and fans. So we asked the questions you want to know. Spokane Public Schools' Greg Forsyth shared the special touches that will enhance the fan experience. For starters, you'll never miss a minute of a game, no matter where you are.
While you're doing concessions, you can still see the field of play. You can still experience the game, and we haven't had that before, and we're really, really excited.
Additionally, the seats were designed with extra space for your winter coats, so you can cheer on your favorite teams comfortably during all 4 seasons. Students were a priority in the design of the stadium.
You'll get to experience our bands, our cheerleaders, and for the very first time, our cheerleaders will be on the field and cheering rather than on a cramped space that we've had before.
Here's what to know before you go. Traditional concessions and grab-and-go items will be available. You can also expect standard security. Guests can carry one clear 14 by 14 by 6-inch bag or a small clutch purse. Parking is free for all school sporting events in surrounding lots. You'll just need to get a pass online, at your SPS school office, or at the stadium's ticket windows. Failure to display the pass will result in a fine. For more questions about stadium policies, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
You know, I'll be checking in on that, Allison, especially when it comes to the concessions. We have been covering this stadium since the very beginning. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. We are dedicating a half an hour of our newscast to its opening. Watch 4 News Now at 6:30 to get the inside scoop from the field, the stadium, and much more. Well, Moscow High School was placed on a brief lockdown today when police searched the area for reports of an active shooter. Police quickly determined it was a hoax. But this adds to a growing trend of false reports of school shootings across the country. According to the School Safety Network, there was a 546% increase in false violent reports last year compared to the 2018-2019 school year. 63% of those hoax calls were for an active shooter. There are new guidelines for when animal shelters can euthanize animals in the city of Spokane. That emergency resolution was unanimously passed by the Spokane City Council last night after recent concerns were brought forward after 14 dogs were euthanized at Scraps for behavioral problems. Natalie Grant shares what new rules shelters have to follow and why advocates say a big change is needed.
The emergency ordinance that was passed by the Spokane City Council on Monday night is an addition to the city's charter, which clarifies when an animal can and cannot be put down. This comes after the news that 14 dogs were euthanized here at Scraps last week. The chambers of the City Council were packed on Monday night as dozens of animal advocates urged City Council members to vote yes to a resolution that says animals in the city cannot be put down due to a lack of capacity.
We're experiencing just an onslaught of poor animal welfare agencies not putting the animals' welfare first.
One of those speakers was Brenda Wright, who has worked at several animal organizations in town. She says right now things aren't where they should when it comes to caring for animals, and it has created mistrust between community members and places like Scraps.
Now people are telling me that they don't trust Scraps to take the dog there, that they're afraid something bad will happen, they could be euthanized. And honestly, whether that's real or imagined, once the community believes that and they stop using that resource, it's the same either way.
We'll ask the city to bring forward a list of itemized concerns with evidence, which to date we have not been presented with, and we'll renew our call and offer to host city council members at the Scraps facility so they can see our policies firsthand.
Patrick Bell with Spokane County says they have never put down animals due to a lack of space and only use humane euthanasia when an animal is a threat to the public.
We really do take this mission of needing to protect the public's safety of our community seriously, and it's only the dogs who are deemed an untreatable threat where we use humane euthanasia as a last resort.
Going forward, both Bell and City Council members are hoping for more collaboration with the goal of a solution for the whole county. And as for Wright, she's hoping for more trust and more accountability for Spokane's furriest residents.
It takes a whole community to make change like that, and I think this is a great first step.
Reporting in Spokane County, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
The Spokane City Council also voted to formally denounce the mayor of Spokane. Mayor Nadine Woodward appeared on stage last month with former state representative and accused domestic terrorist Matt Shea during a religious rally. Woodward was seen on stage in this video with Shea praying over the city of Spokane and her re-election campaign. Woodward herself has since denounced the ideologies of Shea, saying she was not aware he was going to be at the event. At last night's City Council meeting, a total of 32 people signed up to speak on this resolution, a majority of them from the faith-based community, urging the City Council to vote no, saying this was an attack on religious freedom.
Even our mayor has those rights. And if we violate those rights, if this body violates those rights, then is it me next? So I ask you to vote no.
Several people called in to voice their support as well. One person saying they didn't feel comfortable speaking in person because they are a part of the LGBTQ+ community. Mayor Nadine Woodward was also at the meeting and spoke to 4 News Now.
I hear when I'm out in the community is that a lot of people think this is a waste of taxpayer time, the council's time and taxpayer money, that they should be really focused on the issues that are important to this community.
After hours of comments and discussion, the resolution passed the council 4-3. Still ahead, a simple conversation could save someone's life. Tips on how to discuss mental health with your loved ones. And a local Dutch Bros reopening after it was hit by a dump truck 2 years ago. The owner's experience rebuilding. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights. Money Sense, brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
With nearly 40% of relationships beginning online, dating apps and social media have become an easy target for scammers.
Romance scams have accounted for over $1 billion in losses last year, with Washington State being in the top 5 for those losses. So this is definitely something we want people to be aware of and on alert for.
How do scammers target victims with romance scams?
They don't normally want to meet in person or never want to meet in person, and they'll give it reasons like they're deployed in the military, they're out of the country, things of that nature. Maybe they're sick or in the hospital, something like that.
What would be the end game of a romance scam?
Once they start to build that relationship, ultimately they're going to ask for money or personal information.
Do you have any tips if someone suspects they're being targeted?
Yeah, I think if they think that they've become a victim of one of these scams, they need to contact their bank right away and try to cancel the transactions as quickly as they can.
Money Sense is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
The fall savings have arrived this week at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores with some of the best deals of the season, where you can save anywhere from 15 to 40% off many of our top name brands, or take advantage of special 5 years financing with no money down. So you can shop the amazing special offers today and pay for it later, making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less during the fall savings event this week at Walker's.
Hondas are piggy banks on wheels. Stylish, athletic piggy banks that save you money at every glorious turn. Legendary fuel efficiency, famous for its resale value, and now with great deals including 2 years complimentary maintenance, it's your chance to get into America's best value brand. So start saving money and drive happy as a pig in. See your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Discover fall in Coeur d'Alene. Experience the hidden treasure of autumn in our serene lakeside town. As the lively energy of summer subsides, the town embraces the tranquility of fall. Guests can unwind and find solace by the glistening lake. See for yourself why fall is Coeur d'Alene's best kept secret. Book your fall foliage lake cruise overnight package now and make memories that will warm your heart for years to come.
2 years ago, this Dutch Bros on Freya was destroyed. A dump truck crashed right into it, leveling the building and hurting 7 people. Tomorrow morning, it will finally reopen. And the owner says despite the destruction, he is glad that everyone made it out alive. New at 6 tonight, Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the coffee stand's owner about his journey to rebuilding everything from the ground up.
After 2 years of rebuilding, this Dutch Bros stand will reopen to the public Wednesday morning. Staff tell me they couldn't be happier.
2 years ago, this was wiped out by a truck. The driver was out of control and took down the building next to us and took down our building.
This coffee stand reduced to bits and pieces. 7 people inside at the time were hurt, including Kevin's daughter.
Had the truck hit just 2 feet more to the right, we very likely could have had loss of life, so it was a pretty big deal.
Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. Kevin says he got to rebuilding right away, but the process took much longer than anticipated. He owns multiple Dutch Bros in Spokane and Airway Heights. When asked why he wanted to rebuild and reopen it, he says it holds a special place in his heart.
I think in some ways this was our 4th stand, so it's special to have it reopen. This stand was at the tipping point for us when we really started to grow as a company here in Spokane, so it's an important stand.
And anyone that comes by tomorrow will get $1 off their drink, and $1 will be donated to the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
The Spokane Fire Department, Spokane Valley Fire Department, and Spokane County Fire District 9 are taking tactical training all week long to keep you safe in any emergency. The annual training keeps first responders up to date on how to respond to situations like collapsed buildings and car rescues. Although things like building collapses don't happen very often, that's the reason firefighters say this training is so important. As first responders, they need to be ready for anything.
But it is incredibly important, and there's a lot of little details to it, and just the upkeep, and as practices change, as techniques change, as new equipment comes on board, we need to stay up with all of that.
This training will pick back up again next September.
0.06 of an inch of precipitation at the airport today, but we are going to be adding to that number in the forecast with a chance of precipitation just about every day through the weekend. I'll be back to explain after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Local at the Tin Roof.
Today, tonight, and tomorrow, it's the end of the month 72-hour event at All Cal Cars, where they're marking down over 72 trucks, cars, and SUVs to sell fast in 72 hours. Paying top dollar for your trade-in, plus Cal's delaying all payments for 90 days. And $72 down is all you need. This is your chance to save thousands and trade in your old vehicle for something better, with special financing brought in just for this event. So hurry to the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene for the best buys of the year.
Spokane Tribe Casino brings you Grammy nominee, singer-songwriter Elle King to Spokane Live Thursday, October 5th. Tickets are available online now at SpokaneTribeCasino.com. Don't miss. One or older to attend. Entertainment schedule is subject to change.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drink a watermelon moonshine. Oh, Lord, when
country.
With every load secured, every cigarette butt that doesn't go out the window, every fast food bag that arrives at its proper destination, and every time we politely say, hey, there's a better place for that, Washington gets a little cleaner, a little safer, a little more breathtaking. Because small choices add up to a home we can all be proud of. We keep Washington litter-free.
Shop local at the Tin Roof.
4 things to know about your weather. We're drying out tonight. If it is still raining at your house, Northeast Mountains, North Idaho, you're going to get a break too. The rain will return in the morning. Could be early in the morning. Possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, but those will be very isolated. We're going to have a chance of wet weather through Friday and possibly even to a lesser extent on the weekend. Here's a broad view of what is going on with our weather patterns. Starting off 4 a.m. Wednesday, area of low pressure here moving onshore, bringing that wet weather along with it. That is going to be tracking to the northeast and losing some of its power as it makes its way inland. Here is 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and then finally moving north into Canada, and we are drying out tomorrow evening. Maybe a lingering sprinkle or two in the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho. It's a weather deja vu. Tomorrow will be very much like what we had today, except the system is going to be starting a little bit later. I'm going to show you again our close-up on the forecast radar, starting off at 8 a.m. with that wet weather moving into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, continuing through the noon hour, but we'll start to see the potential for some convection, some breaks, and then possibly some isolated thunderstorm activity. Those showers will continue through the evening. Here's 5 o'clock before we dry out a little more substantially in the evening. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow with mostly dry conditions, just a few lingering showers over the higher terrain. It is going to be a cool day, and that cool weather is going to continue. Here's a look at our temperature trend. The black line is our average high, which did drop into the 60s as of today and really plummets once we get into October. We're down in the 50s for the next 4 days, then a little bit of a warm-up Sunday. We'll be in the lower 60s Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow morning's low, because we do have some clearing right now. We'll stay clear for the first part of the overnight. We are going to be able to drop into the 40s, a little bit cooler than it has been the past few nights. High temperatures tomorrow more than 10 degrees below average. Lower 60s, mid 50s will be common around the region. In your planning forecast, plan for more showers on Thursday and Friday. The weekend is looking primarily dry. The best chance to see some hit and miss showers will be on Saturday. We'll dial in the details on that forecast as we get closer. 38 degrees Saturday morning. That's going to feel a little different. And then we dry out for Sunday and Monday for the most part. More showers coming on Tuesday. Very busy 7-day forecast. I'm looking at the 8 to 14-day outlook coming up in just a few minutes. And you're going to see that this trend will continue, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Coming up, concerns about a book found at a Kootenai County library, why the sheriff says these kinds of books are dangerous for children.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
I'm a proud WSU alum, and so working for a financial institution that supports WSU holds dear to my heart. What we're really excited about is this summer we're doing the Week of Welcome, and every year people look forward to this as we do a wonderful crop art, which welcomes all the students and the entry diplomamen when they come in, they're ready for back to school.
VCU has been affiliated with the Crop Art Project since 2019, so this is our 5th year working with Stan Hurd and WSU.
You know, when the students come, you can see them lined up for 27 miles coming in. Whoa, we're back, you know, hey, and everybody kind of connects a little bit.
It's really special to see a fun project like that come to life.
It's a visual representation of the support that VCU provides. It's a beautiful piece of artwork, and it's something that connects all of our alumni and students across the country, not just here in Pullman. So that's what I love about it, honestly.
The fall savings have arrived this week at all Walker's Furniture Stores with some of the best deals of the season, where you can save anywhere from 15 to 40% off. Plus, get special 5 years financing during the fall savings event at Walker's.
It's a vintage sale like no other. Custer's 48th annual Fall Antique and Collector Sale this Saturday and Sunday at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. Dealers from across the Northwest will be selling everything from rare to retro. With thousands of unique items and so much variety, the fun is in the find. Single day admission $7. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com. Custer's Fall Antique and Collector Sale this Saturday and Sunday at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. Presented by Jim Custer Enterprises.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a TurboMax engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Popular drugs used for weight loss like Ozempic come at a high cost. And now websites are popping up offering deals and discounts. But are they safe, or could they be a scam, even dangerous? Good Morning America tomorrow with what you need to know before you try to buy online.
Xavier Green and Jennifer Service.
September is Suicide Awareness Month. It's been 2 years since the American Academy of Pediatrics declared a national emergency in child and teen mental health. In Spokane County alone, 19% of teen girls have seriously considered suicide. That's according to the Women Helping Women Fund. Experts at the JED Foundation say knowing about how to talk and respond to mental health topics could save lives. ABC's Morgan Norwood has tips on how to approach these conversations with your loved ones.
Approaching the subject of suicide with a loved one is a delicate situation, and even though it can be difficult, Dr. Katie Hurley of the JED Foundation says a common concern that asking about it may end up causing it in some way is just not true.
Asking about it actually opens the door to conversation, and people are generally relieved that they have an opening to talk about something that's difficult to talk about, and it's not going to put the idea in somebody's head.
Hurley says there's no perfect time to ask, but an atmosphere that maximizes privacy and minimizes potential interruptions is best.
Creating a calm and brave space to speak to another person. So really putting away our technology, calming our own nervous system.
Start by expressing your concern and desire to help, and then don't beat around the bush.
You want to use the word suicide and say, are you having thoughts of suicide? Are you thinking about suicide? It's okay to use that very direct language. And in fact, that gives the other person a chance to really say what's on their mind.
Hurley says that if a loved one is thinking about suicide, stay calm. Thinking about suicide doesn't necessarily mean they're planning to act on those thoughts. Throughout the conversation, be an active listener and validate their feelings.
So instead of, but you have so much to live for, what you want to say is, this sounds really hard. I'm so glad you told me this. Or instead of, but you should be grateful for all the wonderful things in your life, you should respond with, I'm sorry you've been going through this alone. I'm here for you.
Connect them with help, such as the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. You can offer to be on that call with them for extra support. Hurley says to avoid promising to keep someone's suicidal thoughts a secret. Instead, promise to keep helping until they feel supported.
We're all in this together, and we can all save a life if we are just willing to ask the hard questions and stick around long enough to listen.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Experts say it is not uncommon for these conversations to take a toll on the person initiating them. Reach out for support after you have one of these talks from a professional or a close friend to help you talk about what you've been through. If you're experiencing a mental health or emotional crisis, call or text the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 24/7. The number is 988, and you can speak with a trained counselor for free and confidential support. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
What you're seeing today is Zoe Hoker creating more career opportunities for himself as a welder, and the time he invested in virtual training through Forge FX to make it happen. Addressing the shortage of skilled workers in today's industries by providing access to additional training and career growth. These are the ways skilled trade professionals at Tulsa Welding School are using the metaverse today.
Get $200 with a new checking account from Horizon Credit Union. We're here to guide you towards your dreams and put some extra cash in your pocket. Sign up in branch or online with the Get 200 promo code today.
The fall savings have arrived this week at all Walker's Furniture Stores with some of the best deals of the season, where you can save anywhere from 15 to 40% off. Plus, get special 5 years financing during the fall savings event at Walker's.
At Becker Buick GMC, we strive to make every experience easy and stress-free, from purchase to service. Whether it's just a routine oil change or a surprise check engine light, you can count on honest, quick, and dependable service from Becker Buick GMC. Our techs are factory trained and certified to diagnose and repair your vehicle and get you back on the road quickly and safely. Call today or head to BeckerBuickGMC.com to make an appointment.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
If you want carpet that feels this good, see the selection at Carpet Barn. For a limited time, get free installation with in-stock carpet paired with an exclusive cushion. Carpet Barn stocks hundreds of choices of the latest carpets. Get free professional installation at Carpet Barn. Visit Carpet Barn today and let our expert team bring your vision to life at unbeatable prices. This sale won't last long. Get free installation on luxurious carpet at Carpet Barn.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
The Kootenai County Sheriff took time out of his workday to see what kinds of books were offered to kids at the public library. He wore a body camera and raised some concerns over what he found in a town meeting last week. Marissa Rio is in North Idaho to explain the problem the sheriff has with one particular book that's available to high schoolers.
Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris found the book here at the Post Falls Library. He says the book is sexually explicit and inappropriate for kids under the age of 18.
The book he is referring to, Deal With It, a whole new approach to your body, brain, and life as a GURL by Esther Drill. It includes sections on how to identify sexual assault, LGBTQ+, oral sex, and more.
We don't allow them to go into places where controlled substances are ingested. And does this increase the likelihood of a 12, 13, 14-year-old reading something like this in such explicit fashion and then experimenting on a neighbor or on a cousin or on a brother or sister?
The director of the Community Library Network said the book is for grades 10 through 12. She said in a statement, quote, "The book is classified by Community Library Network as young adult nonfiction. CLN's current minor card type, Child Limited, would not allow access to this item in the collection." One parent says she allows her kids to roam the library with her present, but wouldn't allow them to do so alone.
Just the fear of what they would see, what they would read, and if they're not emotionally mature enough to handle that.
Another mom says she does trust how the library sections off books.
Yeah, I just have them stay in their appropriate section for their ages, and we haven't had any problems.
We asked the sheriff to share the body cam footage with us, but he declined.
An official with the Community Library Network says the book was last checked out in May and has not yet been returned. For more information, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Reporting in Post Falls, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
We still have a few showers in North Idaho. Up around the Republic area, I've had a few rumbles of thunder this evening, but we are dry across the rest of the region, and those last straggling showers will be moving out for dry conditions as we get closer to the overnight, but that will not last. Here's our chance of rain for Wednesday. 30% at 6 a.m. That goes up to 90 at 8 and then continues right on through the afternoon. The possibility that we could see some thunderstorms mixed in with the rain as well. Here's a look at some of the forecast rain totals as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. We are going to see some impressive amounts in the higher terrain. Hopefully, gosh, it'd be nice to see 2/10 of an inch in Spokane. Meanwhile, high temperatures today were running below average. We did get up to 61 in Spokane, only 59 in Coeur d'Alene. We're going to be cooler tomorrow. Here is a look at your Wednesday planner. 69 is our average high. We're looking at a high of 57 with a good chance of rain throughout the day, possible thunderstorms, and along with those, wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. We've got a lot more wet weather to talk about, not only in the 7-day forecast, but beyond. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. New at 6:30, a Spokane icon will once again take flight in Riverfront Park next month. The Riverfront Park Butterfly was originally built for Expo 74. It was restored in 2019, but was destroyed 2 years later in a windstorm. Construction is set to begin next week and is expected to be done sometime in mid-October. Also new at 6:30, the West Nile virus has been found in 4 counties in Washington. That's according to the state's Department of Health. 2 cases in humans have been found in Walla Walla and Franklin counties, while 2 cases in horses were discovered in Grant and Benton counties. West Nile virus is a virus carried by mosquitoes, so the Department of Health says you can protect yourself by using insect repellent and wearing long sleeve shirts and pants when going into areas where mosquitoes are present. Spokane's health district is now preparing to open a larger drug treatment center to fight the ongoing crisis across the city. The expansion will happen on 8th Avenue near the Lower South Hill neighborhood. Peter Choi explains why people who live near the new location think a bigger center is much needed for the community.
Yeah, Kirsten, I spoke with the people who live near the new center today, and they tell me the growing need for people with drug addiction outweighs their safety concerns. They say they are glad to see the treatment facility expanding.
And now our 15 and our 18-year-olds, they do have the access to drugs like that. So I think it is crazy, actually.
Brenda Crosby has lived in Spokane for her whole life. Though her son lives in the apartment across the new location, Crosby says the growing need for drug addiction is inevitable.
But at the same time, the need's there. So what do? You have to address the needs, right?
Kind of a wait and see thing. Hopefully nothing bad happens, but it's got to go somewhere.
The district's treatment services director says more patients are seeking its opioid treatment program right now. It needs a bigger facility to meet the need.
We currently have 65 to 70 staff and roughly 1,000 to 1,100 individuals, give or take.
The goal is to have easier and quicker access to resources from the community partners.
While we won't be able to offer everything, we want to do as much as we can to ensure that patients coming for help are able to get as much as they can under one roof.
We also heard from some neighbors saying that it's a safety concern. And what would you like to say to that?
So I really think that, for those individuals that do have those concerns, I would really offer the opportunity and invite them to come have a conversation with us, offer the opportunity to take a tour of our program.
Yeah, Spokane has changed, and I see it as a positive. At least it's a step to gain back control of the city again, our community.
And I asked the health district when it will start to offer treatment services. The district says it's expecting to open by the end of this year. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Peter. Spokane County officials want your input on plans to give Plants Ferry Park and Sports Complex a makeover. The park is just located off of East Wellesley in Spokane Valley, north of Trent. The Sports Facilities Advisory Master Plan would have multiple phases. The first one focuses primarily on improved security, parking, and renovations to some of the fields. There's an open house you're all invited to tomorrow at the Center Place Regional Event Center Auditorium on North Discovery Place. It will begin at 5:30. We have a link to the Sports Facilities Advisory's full plan on KXLY.com. Coming up, why Washington State head coach Jake Dickert had to clarify his controversial comments about ESPN's College Game Day crew. Coming up next in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office, because it's all around you. The food you eat, what makes you happy, and what keeps you up at night. The place you call home. It's why we created a health insurance company that considers so much more. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a TurboMax engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Listen up. You've got 4 days and 4 days only to save like never before during the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. No limit. You'll also find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, dining tables and chairs, bedrooms, and much, much more. Plus no interest until January 2028. But don't wait. The 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
Next ET, we're sipping and spilling with Tiffany Thiessen.
Of all your co-stars, who did you have a crush on and who was the best kisser?
Wow. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
ABC's World News Tonight at 4 News Now, when the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home, watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Our high temperature today, 61. 69 is our average high. We started the day off at 52. We've had some nice warm mornings thanks to the clouds. 45 is our average overnight low, and that's where we're headed tonight. Meanwhile, sunset was 2 minutes ago. My goodness. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. Well below average for the next 4, down in the 50s. We bump up a little bit Sunday to 65 and then stay in the lower 60s through the end of the 7-day forecast. The black line is average, so we are below average through the 7-day forecast. And here is the 8 to 14-day outlook, October 4th through the 10th. And we are in that medium blue, indicating a strong signal toward below average temperatures for that time period and above average precipitation. So we have more cool, showery days ahead, not just in the 7-day forecast. Here is our chance of precipitation over the next 5 days, 100% chance tomorrow. That dips down to 50 Thursday, 60 Friday, and then this weekend is still a work in progress. I think it's mainly going to be mountain showers, but we'll We'll be dialing in on that very closely as we get closer to the weekend. But I wanted to jump ahead to Thursday. Let's start off 24 hours from now, 6 o'clock. And the last of a few showers will be coming to an end over the Northeast Mountains and North Idaho. Will be dry overnight Thursday. Now here's Thursday at 6 a.m. The timing of this next round of precipitation a little bit different than the last two, where they were ready to greet you for the morning commute. We'll start to see those showers develop in the afternoon. Here's noon on Thursday, and then those will continue off and on through the afternoon. Here's 6 o'clock before drying out again heading into Thursday night. Your planning forecast, then we have more showers on the way for Friday. Our odds of wet weather definitely go down as we get into the weekend and even into early next week. It's only a 20% chance. Looks like if you had to have dry weather for an outdoor event, I'd put my money on Sunday. That's going to be our warmest day as well. Drawing your attention to those overnight lows. All of a sudden, we go from the 50s and upper 40s to the lower 40s, and we even have an upper 30s on the way for Friday night and into Saturday as we dive deeper into fall with no sign of summer's return. It was 80 yesterday, but we are done with the warm weather for a while, Kirsten.
That's good. All right. Thank you, Chris. Federal student loan payments are set to resume in October. Experts say scammers are already targeting people trying to save their money. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze tells us how to spot the scams and how to protect yourself.
Hi, this is Sarah. I'm following up regarding your eligibility for a student loan forgiveness program.
This morning, with the 3-year pause on federal student loan payments set to end next month, scams promising debt relief are surging.
It looks like your application is incomplete and needs to be submitted before the end of the forbearance deadline. It's urgent that you return my call to complete your application prior to when payments resume.
The FTC warns scammers are calling, texting, and emailing borrowers, falsely claiming their student loan debt can be reduced or canceled altogether for a fee.
They'll tell you they can get forgiveness in a shorter amount of time than might be available, that your payments are going toward your student loans. They might claim to be part of the Department of Education.
But it turns out those programs or the forgiveness is fake. It doesn't exist.
That's typically the case.
I'm calling about your federal student loan that is now showing possibly qualified for the loan forgiveness program. And this is through the Department of Education, so this program is government funded.
As reported by our station WTVD, robocall tracking company Transaction Network Services says it's monitoring about 100,000 of these student loan spam calls every week.
We've seen a big uptick in the last 3 weeks. Probably we've seen more calls in the last 3 weeks than we have in the last 3 months.
Some big red flags, scammers asking you to pay up front for their debt relief services, or unknown calls and texts asking for your personal information, like your federal student aid or FSA login.
And you want to treat your FSA ID like your social security number. You want to keep that to yourself. You don't want to give that out.
The FTC says if you do have questions about your student loan payments, your best bet is to reach out directly to your loan servicer. If you don't know who that is, you can find that information free of charge on studentaid.gov. And finally, if you get one of those spam calls, hang up before you give away any personal information. Better yet, don't answer the call at all. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Los Angeles.
New at 6:30. Teens get more than 200 phone notifications a day, with a quarter of those coming in during school hours. That's according to a new report from Common Sense Media. It shows some teens use their phones more than 6 hours while they're supposed to be learning. The researchers say some recognize the problems involved and are trying to cut back. The study uses data from about 200 participants ages 11 to 17. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Hi, I'm attorney Jim Hill.
And I'm attorney Matt Russell.
And after 10 years of helping the injured people of Spokane,
Russell and Hill have won lots of awards.
But at the end of the day, only one award really matters.
The award we get the insurance company to pay you. Russell and Hill.
Do you show your Vandal pride? Dave sure does. He proudly dons the silver and gold when he's at work, mowing the yard, and especially on game day.
Hey, can we get 3 tacos?
I got this.
Where did you get that?
You don't have a Vandals debit card?
Don't worry, Dave. You can get your Vandal debit card by visiting p1fcu.org/GoVandals. Go Vandals!
This is your season to smile with Aspen Dental dentures or implants. To gather together and discover the moments that matter. To jump into the fun and join in the celebration. To help get you ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic anniversary savings event. Don't miss enjoying a moment with $500 off your denture or implant care. Whichever option you need, our team of experts is ready to help guide your decision and start your journey. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Here, freshly made grizzly bear tracks. Survival, it's not guaranteed.
Good thing I got my Ford Bronco Sport, because it goes over any terrain. I hear there's a good diner on the other side of the mountain. I'm out of here.
Wherever you go, a Ford Bronco Sport is the key to survival. Get a great deal on one today, only at your local Ford dealer.
Mac and cheese calling my name.
Considering selling your RV? R&R wants it. Tired of paying storage fees? R&R needs it. Just don't use it anymore? R&R will buy it. Due to a critical shortage of pre-owned RVs, R&R RV is currently paying our absolute top dollar for your used RV. Any year, any make, any model. Turn your RV into cash or flip it for a newer model. So if you no longer use it or want it, let R&R RV buy it. Visit the R&R RV Superstore in North Spokane or call Ryan at 509-244-5888.
Dancing with the Stars season premiere live tonight on ABC and Disney+.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
The facts say people watch the Cougs. And the people watch the Cougs more than every team that's left over in the Big 12. Okay, so Coach Corso, he's at the point now where they give him the sheet and he reads off of it and they try to make a joke, but it didn't even make sense.
Well, that was Saturday night. Cougars head coach Jake Dickert had some choice words for ESPN's College Game Day crew. Now, during that show, ESPN analyst Lee Corso referred to the Washington State-Oregon State matchup as the No One Wants Us Bowl. The Cougars and Beavers have been left out of conference realignment. WSU and OSU are the only Pac-12 teams remaining after this season. Both schools are still looking for a new conference home. Now, fast forward to today. Dickert wanted to clarify his comments during his weekly press conference, saying he meant no disrespect to Corso or the show. Dickert had the chance to chat with Corso over the weekend to clear the air.
My frustrations really still stem from, there's a conglomerate of people that have made a lot of decisions that have been outside, mostly our control. And the lack of clarity based on the metrics and the real facts, is where my frustration really comes from. And I think it is my job to stand up for the people of Washington State, because I think these decisions greatly impact all of us.
No game for the Cougars this week. Washington State has a bye before taking on UCLA. Idaho and Eastern Washington, 2 schools separated by 75 miles in 2 very different team colors. The Vandals and Eagles will go head-to-head on the football field on Saturday. Both are ranked and teams that are playing some of their best football right now. Idaho is coming off a top 25 win over Sacramento State. Eastern Washington opened up Big Sky Conference play with a win over UC Davis on the road. Now, this game is about more than just wins and losses. It's about the 3 R's: regionality, recruiting, and rivalry.
When both teams are good and we play every year, when we are good, that makes it that much more interesting, more intriguing, and less room for error for both sides. And it hasn't always been that way, but it's becoming that way, and we appreciate it.
Just like Sac State has a huge win the week before they play us, and we're looking to ruin their day. Just like we had a good win. Eastern Washington's going to be looking to ruin our day.
Idaho has never won in Cheney. We'll see if they can do it on Saturday. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on Saturday from Roos Field. Gonzaga will play one of the premier college basketball games of the season. The Bulldogs will take on USC in Las Vegas in December. It's a matchup made for the bright lights of Sin City. The game will be part of the Legends of Basketball Invitational. It's the 4th time the Bulldogs and Trojans have gone head-to-head. USC features former Washington State Cougar DJ Rodman and Bronny James, the son of NBA superstar LeBron James. Tip-off between the Zags and Trojans is set for 7 p.m. on December 2nd, and tickets go on sale October 13th. You can find more information on our website at kxly.com. That'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Follow home robberies, the new crime spree. Next, Inside Edition, this homeowner was followed home from the bank. Wait till you see what happened in his driveway. This momenter, kids were followed home from the grocery store.
It's happening to a lot of people.
Then, 17 pairs of twins. They're all kindergartners in one school district. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
You've got 4 days, and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus no interest until January 2028. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. Technology is a growing aspect of our lives, including helping us care for our loved ones. Virtual doctor's appointments, medical alert systems, and web-based tools to keep us connected from afar are important. But almost 70% of older adults don't feel that this technology is designed for them. The challenge is to familiarize ourselves with these tools and make sure new tech advancements support our well-being as we age. AARP and BECU can help. For tips, tools, and resources, visit this website.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a TurboMax engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
At Denver Mattress, we're all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus no interest until 2028 and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, 2 new lawsuits blame Inland Power for the Gray Fire. Hundreds of homes lost, but one of the lawsuit pinpoints as the cause of the deadly fire at 11.
Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We've got rain on the way for Wednesday, Thursday, very good chance of rain on Friday. Then that tapers off as we get into the weekend and we warm up. 65 on Sunday. Our average high is in the upper 60s, and we are looking at below average temperatures for the next couple of weeks.
Get the sweaters ready.
Yes, it is fall, in case you were wondering.
Rainy football Friday, it looks like.
It might taper off just in time. Seems like we're getting it all over with in the mornings here.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.